What is it?
Hello, welcome to The Essential Gamer. You're watching What Is It with me, Lee, and what it is Escape from Life Incorporated. I'll say a platformer, an indie development platforming game that was made by a solo dev as a passion project over a year and a half, and I think the dev is only 16 or something like that, so this is their first project as well. And I'm rather impressed, actually. It's got a fairly simple art style, but it all works very, very nicely. And the main premise is you play 3 characters simultaneously, and the characters are a fish, a eagle, and a reindeer, all with their own backstories and their own personality types, who have been captured by the Strange and Peculiar Life Incorporated, a conglomerate of some sort, who are clearly doing some sort of sinister, evil experimentation on said animals, amongst others. So you want to get out of that place. It's pretty mental. I mean, I'm glad I wasn't too stoned before I played it, because I think it would have really confused me as to why a fish with legs was chilling with an eagle and a reindeer. No, it's confusing. It's good though. So the main premise is puzzle solving. So you're using the 3 characters simultaneously with their 3 abilities. So the bird can fly. The bird, I think, is called Ern. So he can fly up to high spots. You've got Bob the fish, who can swim quite comfortably and sort of traverse all the wet bits. And the reindeer smashes stuff with his antlers to get you past different obstacles. And the 3 different skills are all played off simultaneously within ever-increasing difficulties, while this completely ridiculous story plays out. It makes next to no sense most of the time. All you know is that you want to get out of there. You don't know why there's a cat with an eye patch. I don't know why the bad guy looks like some sort of levitating, dribbling snot bubble. It's all very confusing, but it's actually quite entertaining. It's well written. There's some really good bits of dialogue in there. All the dialogue, of course, is just text, but it's really more than serviceable. It works really well. Again, quite surprised by it. Didn't expect much, and always come out on top. So there's some decent mechanics in there, as well as like your average platforming, press the button to activate the thingamajig. There's a follow mechanic, which also works well if you want to get the characters to follow each other into different sections and things like that. And there's lots of sort of in the background stuff, things that you can find, little hidden sections here and there. It's really well detailed. The level of detail here, it far exceeds what you would expect from a solo dev project, let alone someone's first project that they've made when they're only 16. So, I mean, props to the developer for that, who I believe goes by the name of Power Burger. I mean, that's a great name. I can't complain. There are a couple of little niggles that I had with the game. The dialogue sometimes is so quick and so efficient that you actually miss what is being said, and they don't necessarily always repeat themselves, so sometimes you do miss bits of dialogue. Some of the quests and things and like the sort of the hidden challenges don't always make sense. There's a very specific order in which the game wants you to complete said activity. So if you sort of accidentally miss something and go ahead of yourself, you will get very, very confused very, very quickly. But with that out of the way, the rest of the game is more than serviceable. Some very nice areas, some nicely animated, quite simplistic but very pleasant to look at graphical styles, and just the general level of challenge which exists within the game is quite nice. It's not too easy, it's also not too difficult. Now, with that said, there are various sort of level types that just spring at you out of nowhere. So you'll have running guns, you'll have stealth sections, there's lots of platforming, there's lots of, like I say, solving sort of environmental puzzles, I'd call them, more than anything else, trying to get your way out of Life Incorporated, and lots of strange characters to meet along the way, which are all fleshed out with their own dialogue, and generally all serve some sort of purpose within the story. It's all very nicely packaged together. I feel like at this point I should mention, though, that this review came to an end slightly early. I did not finish the game, and the reason I did not finish the game is because I somehow managed to hard block myself into an area where I cannot any longer continue. And I would hope that this sort of thing is just something that is missed, because the rest of the experience that I've had has been really good. From the boss fights to everything else, I've actually really enjoyed playing Life Incorporated. As I say, there is a section where I've got stuck and that sort of soured it slightly for me, but the general gameplay and the way that the levels are mapped out for each individual character, for them all to have their own little obstacles within the same level, shows a skill in development that is not often seen in indie projects. I mean, I know that indies are the way forward. They are where the free-thinking sort of experimentalist developers exist, but this is a solo dev project by a 16-year-old, and it really does put to shame some of the other projects that I've seen recently. And I think that is something that you should definitely bear in mind. Even though, over this last section I'm about to show you, you will see in the background the part where I got stuck, do not let that put you off. I'm sure that will be fixed. So yeah, as Light in the Dark, or Light Up the Dark, plays in the background in doubled speed, you can see where I got stuck and I'm basically locked in the same 3 rooms. This was the only down point. I put it on here because I want the developer to see it, because I want him to go and have a look and see if there's a way to make the light up the thing, I don't want to give it away, work. It didn't work. I got stuck in these 3 rooms. Please fix that. Otherwise, it's a good game, a great platformer with some really good ideas. As always, if this video has been any good to you, please do like and subscribe. A little ding on the bell always goes down nicely. I certainly won't complain about it. I quite enjoy that sort of thing, in fact. Goodbye.